你知道你们这些酷猫和小猫，我是大猫救援的 Carol Baskin，一边记 DQ。
你好，这是大人养过的 Kevin。
Hello everybody, welcome to the first fully new FusioCraft episode in almost a year. Last I left off was March 2023. I built some rocks, and it's been so long since then. In between then and now, the server was taken offline, and I really wasn't touching it at all. When I was touching Minecraft, I was doing other things. I was doing my solo world and stuff. And we don't have enough of a player base to motivate me to put this back online as a server, but then Mike opted to put it on his realm. So we are online again. When this happened, for some reason, Mike spawned in with my inventory and my contents of my ender chest. We tested it out with Ezo. It's not the same for everybody. For some reason, it was just Mike, I guess, which is weird, but now we've got a bunch of duplicate stuff of mine just sitting here. And you know what I think? This is illegal. This is illegal. Shulker box loaded with treasures and goodies. Into the fire you go. Goodbye! Goodbye! I'm actually kind of scared that I'm gonna throw in something that doesn't want to be thrown in. Oh, die, 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 die. This one feels dirty. Look at all this. But alas, two wallets cannot exist at the same time. Oh, they can't burn. Despawn. Goodbye! This is like the most cursed way to start an episode. Well, here's to new beginnings. FusioCraft 2023, burn it all. Except for the things that won't burn. Goodbye! Ay. Okay, now that that mess is taken care of, now that those illegal items have been dealt with, I have been constructing a little bit of a to-do list because it's been so long, I kind of forget what there is to do. Before I do anything, this is the first big playthrough that I'm going to do in this world since the 1.20 update, which was already half a year ago, so I want to go out and find the new cherry trees. Lucky me, I don't have to go out and search for the new bamboo wood, like I can just craft it from the bamboo I've already got, but the cherry wood I do have to go out and look for. And I guess while I'm out there, I may as well find the armor trims, sniffer eggs, all that type of stuff. So I say I unpack my bags and get ready for an adventure. We loading. Oh my god. What just... Oh, that was really weird. Okay, I'm glad that was on tape. I'm glad that got recorded because that feels like something no one would ever believe. The leg kicking is so funny. Whee! Why? I've never really thought about that. Oh, okay. Wild armor trim. I got two of these boys. This is still endlessly funny to me. Like, first of all, this puzzle is so convoluted that no one's gonna bother going through the, the trials and tribulations of going through that. Second of all, this is a game where you literally just break blocks, so boom, nothing. There's not even anything in it. Whee! Poisonous potatoes are pretty funny. To be honest, this late in the game, that's the only thing worth picking up just because they're funny. Whee! Oh, there's cherry. Okay, I'm beelining for the cherry. Oh yeah. Oh. Well, that just happened. Anyways, I'm stealing these. Mwahaha, theft. Oh yeah, the first cherry wood of FusioCraft. I'm getting so many achievements. That was just coal. What a lame gift. No, I don't want it. I don't want it.
I'm about to drown.
I want to get sniffed. I want to get sniffed so bad. Now this is a guy that wants to get fricked right on the heck. I ain't got room in my life for any more hose. Get out, dirt. I'm keeping the sand and the gravel because concrete. I like eating concrete. Death. Man, I gotta go drink a cow. Oh, come on, man. I just want a sniffer. I just want to get sniffed. Oh, this thing's about to die. Oh, yes! Yes! The egg! Oh, finally. Oh, I've been searching for so long. Whew. Hi, Mom. It's me. I'm on live TV. Ooh, yes! Yes! Okay, 2 eggs secured. Breeding shall commence. If you ever need to recharge your wings on an adventure. Kill. Murder. Death. The Peter skin looks so funny on the tab because he has no eyes or hair or anything. Oh, he's just a bald, pupilless freak. Holy crap! What a perfect landing. Whee! It's a good skin. First Peter Griffin joins Fortnite, then he joins FusioCraft. I didn't even think about the fact that you could do this with an anvil. Ugh! I can't get up. Peter, where's our legs? It keeps censoring. Never heard of Kababia, but that's a fucked up name. That's I have to assume. You got a little something on your balls. Let me... There you go. There we go. Good as new. Future site of giant Peter Griffin. I've decided this is the perfect place to raise the sniffers. They want to be on moss that makes them hatch faster, and they feel like they fit here on Ezo Island. Plus, they ain't running anywhere. Ha, they trapped here. Teehee. This update came out all the way in June, and for the first time, I'm finally using an armor trim. This is one of the ones that I wanted. Coast? Yeah. Here we go, baby. Yeah, a little splash of purple in there. Obviously, purple is what I want to go for. It kind of complements my whole look overall, I guess. I don't know. It looks good on netherite. It's my favorite color of the ones that I have access to with the current minerals, the current ore in the game. A good haul overall. Oh yeah, now that I got these cherry saplings, I gotta go pass those around so everybody can grow some cherry trees. So in terms of our to-do list, well, I found the cherry wood. I found the armor templates. I mean, there's still more I need to find. I'll do that later. I want to go and revamp Calcite Cove with the new blocks. I have assembled pretty much everything from the new update that I can think of at the moment. I think this is all. Well, you know, I don't have the other variants of the cherry wood in here, but, you know, I'll craft them. The only other things are the new flowers that you get from these guys. Oh, this freak. He's out already. He's already snurfing. Oh, and I guess that guy's out too. Wow, that was fast. I don't think I've ever heard them make noises before. Okay, eventually these guys are gonna get me some cool flowers. I don't really know what to do with them right this moment anyways. I'm gonna let them do their thing. Oh boy, that's terrifying. Right off the bat, I see a spot to include more pink. That's gonna be probably the most prominent feature of new additions to this town, is because I feel like, looking back, I wanted pink to be a big part of the color scheme. But if you actually look around, there's flowers there? Like, there's not as much pink as I would have liked. So I'm going to be incorporating a lot of cherry wood items, and just starting here, looking at these benches, now that I have access to pink wood, hell yeah, I'm making it pink. Hell yeah, that goes for the poles too. Forgetting what the pink doors look like. This should work even better than this, because the little window section of it actually kind of resembles the types of doors that you see on cars. You know, maybe like there's some shutters over it, but it's like that's a more typical like window door of a car. That's looking good. And there we go. That tidies up update number 1. Just incorporating the pink wood into this little area. And this is already conveying the color scheme I wanted for Calcite Cove overall way more. So let's see what else we can do. Well, I've pinked the place up quite a bit. Half of the bushes I've decided to make flowering like it's spring here, which is a very easy way to work in pink everywhere. For the dark shading blocks in this building, I've decided to swap in the cherry planks because I feel like that's a good way to make it a little darker, but still have it like in the color scheme. Pushing a shadow doesn't always just mean a darker version of the color already there. You could work in more colors that way. Oh, I'm also putting some pots here at the general store. This is the place where it makes the most sense to use them. So we got a few up here too in the second floor, one tucked away in there. More cherry leaves dotting this little plant shop. I have some bonsai here in this little flower pot. The orange bits of the library I've swapped out for the cherry wood. I've used the cherry logs here for this center column. It was previously just clay before, like it was just entirely a darkened version of the main wall. I'm liking the way that looks. I wanted to try putting some pink into this building as well. I'm having a little bit of difficulty because, as Mike pointed out, as it currently stands, it looks a little bit like a candy shop. I think the alternating mangrove and cherry wood looks very good, but I don't know if it's really this building per se that I should use it on. I feel like I've tinkered with this building the most out of any building here in Calcite Cove. I feel like I just kind of need a better design overall for it. That might come later. For now, this is what I got. Probably the biggest change is that Charlie's Cookie Corner is now entirely pink, where it used to be red. This move came about primarily just because there's quite a bit of red in town, and I've never really felt like red was a strong part of the color scheme that I wanted, so I wanted to remove a little bit of it to put in a little more pink. Hence why I'm trying to get a little bit more pink in this building that used red. But the theater over here, I was testing it out in creative mode, seeing what it would look like if I made this thing pink, and it looks good too, but I think the red actually really works so well on this building that I have to keep it this way. And the barn, I mean, I could make the barn pink, but let's face it, like, barns are supposed to be red. That's what this wood was made for. Also, I genuinely forgot that this guy was here, and that scared me. Oh, and then I replaced the support logs on the side of this building with the cherry wood because that looks a whole lot better. I remember I was going on a whole spiel about pink originally when I put those crimson logs there, and this is obviously far better at conveying the whole overall pink theme compared to the crimson wood. The fuchsia of the crimson wood was nice, but now that we actually have genuine pink wood, that's the most optimal wood to use by far. A few minor updates. I pushed the pink shading on this building even more. Trying to find places for hanging signs. There's actually not many of them in town that I can think of. Like, this shop could use some hanging signs. I don't even know what to call this place, so they're blank right now. And as much as I love the inclusion of the new bamboo wood, I just can't find any place in town where bamboo wood would work. This coastal town just ain't very bamboo centric. Anyways, I've decided that ultimately this building, I have to tear it down and build a new one. It's an oldie, it's been here for like 2 years now, but I think the fact that I've had to revamp it so many times just goes to show. If nothing's working, sometimes you just gotta tear it down and build a new one. The new one actually does still look a lot like this one in shape, but totally changing up what it's built out of and just tweaking, you know, like where the door is, how the windows are. It's gonna be shifted back one block, it's gonna be slightly taller. Just enough minor tweaks to the point where, although it is a new building, you can still see the heart and soul of the original in its place. But it does have to go, and it's about to be replaced by what I got here. Okay, here's what we've got so far. It's a lot better than what was already here. Now, so far I've only done the front. You can see the old roof in the window there. It's a little taller, like I said. This design, I wanted to have flowers in the front, which is one of the reasons why I pushed the building back by one block. I figured that would be really nice paired with the little overhang of the window here, which one of the big focuses was putting a big window on the first floor as well. I want this to be a very window display type store, so I want to put some cool things right behind here. And then up there, this is my attempt at one of those old pirate ship wheels. I don't know why I said pirates. All ships have them. You look at what people have done online, and most people use levers, and that's cool, that's fine. One of them has to be powered and will randomly emit the red particles every now and then, which kind of bugs me. I'm surprised that I haven't seen any designs online where people are using copper rods, because look at how good that looks. Like, that is a ship wheel, definitely. So that's my little splash of trying to work in the coastal theming, as well as trying to bring in the Calcite Cove color scheme, reinforcing the pinks far more than they were in this town an episode ago. It's going very well, and now I'm going to have to figure out the interior and work out the rest of the exterior. During the construction, I had to put the hermit stands somewhere. They were getting in the way, so right now they're in the record shop, and to be honest, kind of liking the way that they look in here. It's a vibe. I'm gonna put them back in the store, but for now they browse in records, and Mumbo's out here getting fish and chips because, like, haha, British. Here is what I now have named Timber's Trinkets. I've fully built this thing out front to back, and I've given it a much better interior as well. Right inside here, you will find our man Timber. He's the one who runs the store. He's been trapped in a minecart for a while, like a really long time, so I'm glad I've finally been able to decorate this place enough to free him. Well, free him, in air quotes. But here's that window display I was envisioning when I was revamping this entire building. A crystal, a treasure chest on a pile of gold, one of the fancy new pots with a treasure map and a treasure chest on it, a puffer fish, and one of the deep sea diving suits that I borrowed from Barreleye Bay. Also, I'm really liking the double-sided hanging sign thing I got here, and I might transition that over to a few other places in town. When hanging signs were first announced, I was tempted to go in and replace a lot of stuff that I've made that is kind of like my own hanging signs, but I think this one deserves to stay. This one's unique enough. But like the visitor center, for example, like I could put a double-sided hanging sign up here. I think that would look nice. Anyways, as you can see, there's a lot of bookshelves lining these walls, making good use of the new chiseled bookshelves. And this is a giant bookshelf wall. All of them right now are just generic books, but if I had the time, I would love to have some sort of funny little written book for every single one of these, but obviously that would take a million years. Anyways, this is the rest of the second floor. A million times better than what was here before. All of the armor stands are going to be over here on this wall, which looks a lot better thanks to this upper shelf I've given it and the support beam down the middle. Granted, I still have to put on the clothing. The clothing aspect of what was originally the clothing store wasn't even there, which is funny. But now that we've expanded to trinkets in general, I've got a lot of dead coral, rocks, just miscellaneous sea-related items, some plants, some paintings, some other wall furnishings, and another spore blossom just to keep this place a little more cozy feeling with the particles. I'm so glad that I decided to revamp this building because it goes to show just how much this building needed some extra love. This was one of the first ones that I built, so it makes sense after, 2 years of additional building experience and some new blocks, that if I were to do it again, it would come out a lot better than the first one. I do want to see all the hermit mannequins back in the front windows again though, so I'm gonna go put them back up there. And they up there, looking all snazzy. This window still needs 2 more armor stands, but I'm just not in the mood to dye a bunch of armor right now. I'll do that later. Meanwhile, on the quest to pink this town up, I've also decided to swap out the birch for this gazebo out with the pink wood. I think in general, anywhere where I've used birch, I could swap out for cherry and it'll look pretty good. This house though, I'm gonna keep as is because this is modeled after an actual house that my family stayed at, so I want to keep it real. I'd be tempted to swap out this birch as well, but I'm already using the same exact alternating wood colors for this building now, so I don't want to feel like I'm repeating the same thing on 2 buildings. I've done one final grind, and I think that now the town, I can safely say, has finally been fully upgraded to 1.20. I have been planting a million pink petals. Easily my favorite aspect about 1.20. More on that later. I've shortened the entry sign. I was motivated by the fact that you can now edit signs to shrink the sign a little bit here. Before, the I and the T were the only letters that were doubled up on one sign, and now that I can edit signs freely and just tinker with it, I decided to try doing that for the rest of the sign, just double up the letters so that it's more consistent. It's not just one sign doing that. And now the sign is 2 blocks shorter overall. It looks a lot cleaner. This is the general dimensions that you would normally see a sign like this being. Also, I found an anchor symbol online, so I'm definitely going to keep using that on signs around town now. So the entryway looks a million times better thanks to the sign and the pink petals. And said pink petals continue on over here. Charlie's Cookie Corner and the outskirts of it are super cozy now. Like, they were cozy before, but now, I mean, look at all this. Look at all this, man. Going around town, I've just sprinkled pink petals kinda loosely everywhere. Some circling the gazebo. Look at how cute that is now. The entryway of this house, just kinda, wherever I see a little bit of grass, I may as well plant some. Like here in this little section. A huge heap of petals, like an entire stack of bone blocks worth, was dedicated to this central park here. Side note, the Arctic foxes from the mountain have found their way down here, and they're going around killing chickens. I kind of want to drag them back up the mountain, but they're just going to come back down, whatever. Foxes running around town is a cool thing, actually, to be honest. These pink petals have single-handedly made this town like twice as pretty to walk through. Like this flower is the future, man. We need more flowers like this. Look at that. Look at how pretty it looks now. Whee! I've also been establishing some chimneys because I felt as though there needed to be a few more. I was staring at this chimney earlier today, and I remember talking about it when I made it, like, yep, that adds more movement to the area. Why am I not adding more chimneys to all these buildings? Like, half of these could use some good chimneys. So you got one now, I might make that one a little bit taller. That one has a cool little crooked one. The log cabin over there has one now, and Timber's Trinkets now has one. I'm super happy about the upgrades that I was able to do to the town, not just from all the new blocks in this update, but also just like making things that were already kind of trash a whole lot better. I got my eyes on the antique store over there. That one might be next. But for now, I am once again, very satisfied with the state of this town. I think that's a good place to end this video. Tune in later when I go back to working on the mountain, my poor neglected mound of moss. Anyways, this has been Quality Quartz. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.